Here from Psychologies magazine. Hello, hello, hello. It's the Monday morning motivator from Suzy Walker at Psychologies magazine, our beautiful, wonderful, inspiring, fantastic magazine. Slightly biased, but for a Monday morning, what a better read that you'll never get of techniques and tips and tricks to become more mindful, to live a happier life, to feel more fulfilled. We've got a fantastic special today this month about working from home and all the ways that you can make that a more positive experience. This morning, I am talking about how we can do more things that cost nothing and make you happy. And when I say cost nothing, I wanted just to talk about the things that what does cost us. I'm talking about not just money, but energy and time as well. I think for many of us, we're getting to the end of this year and we're literally on a fume. It's been a difficult year for many of us, and this last month, we start December, the last month, and there's this weird mix of Christmas and lockdown and not having any certainty. So I was thinking today about what we could talk about that would help you and help support us for December. And I thought maybe something really great to focus on today or this week is the idea of what costs you absolutely nothing in terms of money, energy, and love, and it costs you absolutely nothing. So what can you do? So give you some examples. For me, if I was going to do this exercise to answer this question, what costs you nothing and makes you happy? Things like going for a walk in nature. I went to an amazing walk on the South Downs this weekend, and the sun was setting and the moon was rising, and it was incredible, and it filled every single one of my tanks that I could possibly fill. And it was amazing. And, I took a flask of coffee and some cake, and we didn't go anywhere apart from the walk. And it was just wonderful. And it really filled me up. Being with my dog, Bertie, I've just got a new rescue dog in the last two months. Cuddling him, playing with him makes me feel really, really happy. Reading a book, I've got a pile of books from the year that I haven't quite managed to start to read, all of those things. And now I can start reading those amazing, wonderful books. I know it may cost money, but I've still got a big pile. I'm sure many of you have. If you haven't, how can you go to the library? I know the lockdown ends on Wednesday. I think some of the libraries are back open. Gratitude lists, they make me always happy to sort of stop thinking about what I need, what I'm lacking, what's missing from my life. Instead, focus on what I do have, what I'm incredibly grateful for. I think for many of us at this time of year, it is a great thing. Instead of asking about what do we need more of, it's actually what do we have enough of. So to kind of really focus on all the things we're incredibly grateful for, that makes me really happy when I do that exercise. And, there's so much scientific research that shows gratitude lists really work. Breathing, I know that doesn't cost anything, but it makes you really happy. There are so many techniques out there. Nearly every single expert that I interview for Psychologies on wellness, well-being, everyone from Brené Brown to Russell Brand to all the amazing, from Wim Hof, all of these amazing wellness experts and inspirational experts that we're interviewing say breathing is the key. So, I don't want to recommend one type of breathing, but there's, deep, slow breathing. It works. I've been doing the Wim Hof. I started doing that in lockdown. His app is free. Wim Hof is the Iceman, is the guy who goes under the ice and survives for hours at the end without any clothes on, and he's freezing cold. It's all a little bit extreme. But my God, it's made me feel so much better through lockdown and raised my mood and raised my energy, all by just simply breathing. So for you, how can you bring that into your own life? Again, yoga. There are so many brilliant yoga classes that for free on the website, but I love Movement for Modern Life. I have I mean, it's ongoing subscription, which is brilliant. But, you know, if you haven't got a yoga class that you like, there are lots of yoga classes on YouTube, or just play around with the yoga like yourself. But, you know, moving our bodies, breathing, gratitude, getting out in nature, all of these things cost us nothing in terms of, and they just give. Just a slight variation to that one question is, I would ask you is, what costs you a great deal, a lot, in terms of time, money, and energy, and costs a great deal? So what costs you a lot and makes you miserable? So if you think about that, that's also the opposite way of looking at it. So what are you doing in your life? Or what are you creating in your life? Or that it costs a lot. So 2 or 3 years ago, I used to drink wine a lot at the end of the day, but actually it cost me a lot. It cost me in terms of my energy and how I felt about myself, all of those things. So it was something that it did cost me a lot in money, in my energy, and my time. You know, that, you know, you go out and have a glass of wine. For me, not drinking wine anymore has freed up enormous amounts of energy and time and how I feel about myself. That's amazing. So it was one thing that I could look at to leave off my list, even though we think it not that, oh yeah, just have a glass of wine, that'll make us feel better. Actually, does it really? Does it make it? Is there something else you could do with your time that's going to fill up your energy tanks and make you feel fantastic? What else? What else costs you a lot in terms of your time and energy and money that gives you nothing and also makes you miserable? So I know it's a kind of a negative way of looking at it, but it's also an interesting audit to do. So if we're looking at all of the things that cost you absolutely nothing and make you feel fantastic, which is exactly what we want this December. We want things that are just going to ease us through this last point. It doesn't take a lot of energy, it doesn't take a lot of time, doesn't take a lot of money, just to ease us through this last bit of the year, the darkest time of the year. We've got the solstice coming up on the 21st of December, when it's the darkest time of year. So what can we do just to fill our tanks up, costing us nothing, and also do an audit of what's really draining your energy, your time, your money, and is maybe costing you a great deal, and making you miserable, absolutely miserable. So that's what I would like us to focus on as our coaching question this week. Those two questions: what costs you nothing and makes you happy, and what costs you a lot and makes you miserable? And if that's the one thing that you can focus on this week, I think you may see some shifts in the way you're feeling. Anyway, let me know. Be curious about it. This is Suzy Walker from Psychologies Magazine. Lovely, lovely to see you, and have a wonderful, wonderful week. Bye-bye.